come to me. She asked me how to do it. So I showed her a sample bank, and then she told me I would copy this. Can I copy it? Or what colors in here? Well, the black and put in coffee bar. But blonde and coffee is not the same. There's brown, there's blonde, there's black, brown, there's orange, red. I don't know, brown. Yeah. Is it, well, I have different colors in my hair. Was it short hair, dark, long hair? Long hair. Long brown. I'm just trying to make sure I understand it. I have no more questions. I have a feeling that there's more that you don't want to tell me, but I'm not going to go. I don't know what else to tell you. Do you have anything else you want to add before I go to the interview? This feels great. I'll do it. Do what? I feel it's sort of your wrong thing. It is a wrong thing. You're attracted to little girls.
Man, where is it?
You need a comprehensive set of engineering tools that will automate your everyday workflows, allowing you to focus on problem solving and adding value for your company. Building your experience with it.
Birthday, August 1933. SA formations march camera perfect through the Brandenburg Gate, just like they had done the previous January, in the night when Adolf Hitler seized power. This footage was taken during the shooting of the film Hans Westphal. What is so special about these pictures is that the cameraman was using 35mm colour film, at the time still an expensive rarity in Germany.
Welcome to Quick Talk. Today we're embarking on an awe-inspiring journey into the world of unbreakable world record. Welcome to Quick Talk. Today we're embarking on an awe-inspiring journey into the world of unbreakable world records. These are the records that have stood the test of time, pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible, from mind-bending physical feats to astonishing mental achievements. These records have left us all in sheer amazement. So, get ready to be blown away as we explore the top 10 unbreakable world records of all time, from conquering puzzles with lightning-fast speed, to achieving epic high scores in video games, to pushing the limits of human endurance. These records are truly extraordinary. They represent the pinnacle of human capabilities, showcasing the indomitable spirit of those who dare to dream big and push the boundaries of what is possible. These records have captured the imagination of millions,
That's
leaving us
bullshit.
all in awe and wonder. Before we jump into the list, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so you won't miss any of our interesting and informative videos. Alright, let's get started. Number 1. Longest time balancing on one foot. The longest time balancing on one foot is an impressive feat of physical endurance and stability. One of the notable individuals who holds this world record is Ariel Anthem, Suresh Juchi, a Suresh Juchi Sri Lankan Canadian entertainer and multiple record holder,
who holds 67 world records and counting, including longest man running, longest man standing on one leg.
On May 2019, Suresh Juchi set the record for the longest time balancing on one foot, clocking in at a remarkable 76 hours, 40 minutes, and 15 seconds.
Well, 76 hours and 40 minutes. 76 hours?
This incredible achievement required him to maintain his balance on a single foot for over 3 days, without any external support or assistance. Suresh Juchi's record-breaking attempt was a testament to his exceptional physical strength, mental focus, and determination. Suresh Juchi's world record for the longest time balancing on one foot is a remarkable achievement that showcases the limits of human endurance and determination. Number 2. Highest freefall jump. The highest freefall jump is a daring and exhilarating feat that requires immense courage, skill, and preparation. Among the notable individuals who have achieved this incredible record is Felix Baumgartner, an Austrian skydiver and base jumper. On October 14, 2012, Felix Baumgartner made history by performing the highest freefall jump ever recorded from an altitude of 39,045 meters, 128,100 feet, above the Earth's surface. This breathtaking event, known as the Red Bull Stratos mission, involved Felix ascending to the stratosphere in a specially designed capsule, attached to a high-altitude balloon. After ascending for over 2 hours, Felix stepped out of the capsule and freefall at supersonic speeds, reaching a maximum velocity of 1,357 kilometers per hour, 843.6 miles per hour.
Wow.
He broke the sound barrier during his freefall, becoming the first person to do so without any mechanical propulsion. Felix Baumgartner's record-breaking freefall jump from the highest altitude ever recorded stands as a testament to the boundless human spirit, pushing the limits of what is possible and breaking new frontiers in human achievement. Number
morning,
3,
everyone.
longest time without
How's
sleep.
it going?
The concept of sleep
Morning.
is a fundamental aspect of human physiology, as it is necessary for the body and mind to rest, regenerate, and perform optimally. However, there are rare cases where individuals have pushed the limits of human endurance and set records for the longest time without sleep. One well-known individual who holds the record for the longest time without sleep is Randy Gardner, a high school student from San Diego, California, USA. In 1964, at the age of 17, Randy decided to participate in a science fair experiment to study the effects of sleep deprivation on the human body. Randy stayed awake for a staggering 11 days, totaling to 164 hours, without any sleep during the experiment. During this time, he was monitored by a team of researchers to observe the physical, mental, and emotional effects of prolonged sleep deprivation. Despite
7 days.
experiencing various symptoms
11
such
days,
as
no
mood swings,
sleep, wow.
irritability, and hallucinations, Randy managed to stay awake for the entire duration of the experiment. Randy Gardner's recorded staying awake for 11 days without sleep serves as a cautionary reminder
God,
of the
man.
vital role of sleep in our daily lives and the potential risks associated with prolonged sleep deprivation. Number 4. Most Olympic gold medals.
Wow.
The Olympic Games are the pinnacle of athletic competition, and winning a gold medal is the ultimate achievement for an athlete. Over the years, there have been several remarkable individuals who have left an indelible mark in Olympic history by winning the most gold medals. One such legendary athlete is Michael Phelps, an American swimmer who has set numerous world records and has a staggering number of gold medals to his name. Michael Phelps, often referred to as the Flying Fish, has won a remarkable total of 23 Olympic gold medals throughout his illustrious career. He competed in 5 Olympic Games from 2000 to 2016, representing the United States in swimming. Phelps has won gold medals in various swimming events, including individual and team competitions, showcasing his incredible versatility and prowess in the pool. Phelps' unparalleled success at the Olympics has earned him the distinction of holding the record for the most Olympic gold medals won by an individual athlete in the history of the modern Olympic Games. Number 5. Most piano key hits in 1 minute. The piano is a majestic musical instrument that requires both skill and dexterity to master. And when it comes to piano playing, there's one world record that stands out: the most piano key hits in 1 minute. This record is held by Domingos Antonio Gomes, a pianist from Portugal who accomplished an extraordinary feat of piano playing. Domingos set the record by hitting the piano keys a staggering 824 times in just 1 minute. That's an incredible display of speed, accuracy, and finger strength.
Oh my
Domingos'
God, we
record-breaking
had to beat
performance
that.
showcases his unparalleled piano playing abilities and his dedication to pushing the limits of what's possible on the piano. Achieving such an astounding record required an immense amount of practice, precision, and control. Domingos had to strike the piano keys with lightning-fast speed while maintaining accuracy and musicality. It's a feat that only a true piano virtuoso could accomplish. Number 6. Fastest 100-meter sprint. The 100-meter sprint is one of the most exciting and closely watched events in the world of athletics. It is a true test of speed, power, and athleticism, with athletes pushing themselves to their limits to achieve the fastest time possible. Over the years, several remarkable athletes have set world records for the fastest 100-meter sprint, showcasing their exceptional speed and athleticism. The current world record for the fastest 100-meter sprint is held by Usain Bolt of Jamaica, who achieved this feat on August 16, 2009 at the World Athletics Championships in Berlin, Germany. Bolt completed the race in an astonishing time of 9.58 seconds, reaching an average speed of over 37.5 kilometers per hour, 23.35 miles per hour. This remarkable achievement by Bolt is widely regarded as one of the greatest feats in the history of sports. Bolt's world
Usain
record
Bolt,
time of 9.58
like
seconds in
the 100 meter, I think was 9.58.
Power and athleticism.
Some
Number
fucking
7,
speed.
fastest time to solve a Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube is a colorful and challenging puzzle that has captivated millions of people around the world. Since its invention in the 1970s,
Ever see
over the
people
years,
with them
there have been
fucking
numerous
Rubik's
competitions
Cubes,
and
man?
records set for solving the
Look,
Rubik's
that
Cube,
is like
with
that.
participants pushing the boundaries of
Mad.
speed and skill. One individual
know.
who has achieved remarkable success in
Kids.
this pursuit is Yu-Sheng-Du, a
Kids are very
Chinese
easy to
YouTuber who
teach,
holds the
like,
world record
the
for
midget
fastest
up in
time to
teaching
solve
our
a Rubik's
Irish.
Cube. Yu-Sheng-Du, also known
And
as Du
I
Yu-Sheng,
gave her a
or
test
Wei Fei in
yesterday.
Chinese, set the record on November 24,
And cause of the
2018
stuff I
at
watch,
the
she's
World
always
Open
saying,
2018
Chuck, yeah,
Rubik's
la.
Cube competition
And I'm
in
like,
Guam
what does it
and
mean?
China.
Don't say it in
Du
Irish if you
completed
don't know what it
3 by
means.
3 Rubik's Cube
Airedale
in a
come,
breathtaking time of
you know.
3.47 seconds, making him the fastest
And what
Rubik's
does
Cube
Ireland to put
solver
on
in
me?
the world.
Ireland
Number
forever.
8,
You know,
fastest time to
like I
type a
said,
text message on a touchscreen
it's
mobile
good to
phone.
be able to
In
teach
today's
somebody
digital age,
something, even if
mobile
they'll
phones
never
have become
use
an
it.
essential part of our
It's
daily
like,
lives, and texting
Lily
has
now
become a
knows how
popular
to
form
say,
of communication. Typing speed on a touchscreen
shush,
mobile phone
be
is an important
quiet,
skill, and there
shut
are
your mouth.
individuals who have taken it to the
You
next
know what I
level
mean?
by setting
Open the
world
door and
records for the
close the
fastest
door
time
and
to
fuck
type a
off
text
in a nice
message
way.
on a touchscreen mobile phone.
Except
World
for no
Central record
language.
holder is Marcel Fernandez Filho, a Brazilian teenager who
You
achieved
know.
an incredible feat on May 25th, 2014. Marcel typed a 25-word text message on a touchscreen mobile phone in just 17.9 seconds, setting the world record for the fastest time to type a text message on a touchscreen mobile phone. Setting the record for the fastest time to type a text message on a touchscreen mobile phone requires not only speed but also concentration,
Yeah, I
focus,
woke up
and
early
muscle
this
memory.
morning, I couldn't
Number
fucking
9,
sleep.
most Big Macs eaten. The Big Mac is a legendary burger that needs no introduction. It's been a staple of McDonald's menu for decades, with its signature combination of 2 beef patties, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and special sauce, all sandwiched between 3 sesame seed buns. It's loved by millions of people around the world, but one person has taken their Big Mac obsession to a whole new level. Donald Gorski holds the world record for the most Big Macs eaten, with a staggering count of 32,673 Big Macs consumed as of the last recorded count. Donald started his Big Mac eating journey in 1972 when he
Wow.
had his first Big Mac and instantly fell in love with the taste and flavors of the iconic McDonald's burger. He began keeping a logbook to document his Big Mac consumption in 1984, tracking the day, time, and location of each meal as evidence for his record. Donald's Big Mac eating habit involves consuming 2 Big Macs every day, one for lunch and one for dinner, which has become a part of his daily routine. Donald's record for the most Big Macs eaten remains unbroken. Number 10. Highest score in a single game of cricket. Cricket, a popular sport that originated in England and is now played in many countries around the world.
Yeah, and they're trying bastard Owen, fucking whatever his name is, England captain. I hate that if you put the Ireland shirt on and then you replace it with an English one.
Focus and endurance. The current world record for the highest score in a single game of cricket is held by Brian Lara, a former West Indian cricketer who achieved
He was
this feat
great
in
at
April
cricket, he was
2004
Brian Lara.
during a test match against England in Antigua, West Indies. Lara, known for his aggressive batting style and immense talent, scored a jaw-dropping 400 runs in a single
Like
innings.
400
Lara's
runs
at
in one
400
innings,
runs
you
in
know
a
what I
single
mean? That's
test innings is a monumental achievement in the history of cricket. It required not only exceptional batting skills, but also great mental strength, focus, and endurance to maintain such a high level of performance for an extended period of time. Lara's feat is regarded as one of the greatest achievements in the sport of cricket and has earned him a special place in cricket history.
That's it. Good for him.
Today, I'm flying the world's best first class.
Om 190400 will es nicht zu halten.
Hello everyone and welcome to Scary Interesting. Today's video covers 3 people who suffered some of the worst fates you can imagine. The final story is a particularly tragic ordeal, so viewer discretion is advised. Yellowstone National Park is a national park in the United States that is famous for its wildlife and for its many geothermal features. Beneath Yellowstone is something called the Yellowstone Caldera, which is actually the largest volcanic system in all of North America. The magma chamber that is underneath Yellowstone is thought to be a single massive chamber that is 37 miles long, 18 miles wide, and 3 to 7 miles deep. At some point, this chamber is expected to erupt like it has at least 3 times in history and decimate most of North America. This caldera is responsible for much of the geothermal activity visible on the surface and manifests as geysers and hot springs. In fact, one of the most famous geysers in the entire world is located here, known as Old Faithful, because it erupts a jet of water every
Like
60 to
people
90
fucking
minutes.
walk beyond the
hot springs
barriers
are
of them
warmed by the
springs,
geothermal activity and can
and a
range
few
from
people
lukewarm
fell in
pools to
and got
bubbling
burned to
cauldrons
death.
of steam and
Once
boiling
you
water.
fall in
Most
there,
of
you're
them are
fucked.
hotter than a very hot
That's it.
bath, and
You
many
know
of
what I
them
mean?
are even
You'll
hotter
melt.
at just below boiling, or literally boiling. Since
You will
1870,
melt.
22 people have died in the park in the hot springs from either accidentally falling in or from carelessness, except for one. On July 20th, 1981, 24-year-old David Allen Kerwin was driving through Yellowstone in an area known as Fountain Paint Pod Thermal Area. This is an area that has a bunch of brightly colored blue, green, and orange hot springs that range from hot to boiling. He was driving with his friend Ronald Ratliff and Ronald's dog, Moosey. At around 1 p.m., they parked in one of the visitor areas so they could get out and check out the colorful hot springs. As they were getting out, Moosey managed to jump out of the truck and took off towards the hot springs and immediately jumped right into a pool known as the Celestine Pool. Moosey immediately started yelping in pain from the water because the Celestine Pool he had jumped into has been measured at just a few degrees below boiling. David and Ronald sprinted over to the pool and got to the edge and called to Moosey, but in his panic, Moosey wasn't able to swim over to them. So, David decided that he couldn't just stand by and let Moosey die, and so he got ready to jump in the water after him. Some other visitors to the park noticed that he looked like he was going to jump in and tried to warn him not to jump because of how hot the water was. But David was determined to save Moosey, and so he brushed them off, took 2 steps back, and then dove in head first into the boiling water.
Imagine jumping into them, look, the fucking
He got it,
spring.
grabbed him, and began
His
swimming
mate
back to shore.
jumped in,
Before he made it back, he
and
slipped under the water.
he jumped in,
ended up having
he
to let
jumped
go
in
of
after
his
his mate,
back to the edge,
and the
all alone.
fucking,
When he got to the
them
edge, he was
springs
already
are
so
so
weak
hot,
that he could barely
you
make it
know.
out, and Ronald had to help him out. In that brief second helping him out, Ronald even suffered secondary
Why would
burns
you jump
pulling him out
into
of the
one of
water.
them geezers?
Some other visitors helped David to the
You know,
sidewalk, and reality
the
had begun to sink
fucking-
in, and David would even say,
Oh,
quote, "That was stupid.
imagine
How bad
jumping
am I?
into a
That was a
pond
stupid thing I did."
that's
Exposure
hotter
to
than
the boiling
kettle
water had left
water.
David blind and with third-degree burns on 100% of his entire body. Some of the visitors then tried to help David get his shoes off, and in doing so, most of the skin peeled off of his foot. In fact, skin was peeling off of most of his body. He was eventually taken to Salt Lake City Hospital, but died the following morning from his burns. Unfortunately, Moosey wouldn't survive either. Although David
Wow.
acted bravely to try to save Moosey, ultimately it was a decision that cost him his life. In the history of the park, many of the burns that visitors have gotten have been from saving pets that have accidentally gone into the boiling pools, because as beautiful as they are to look at, these pools are just extremely dangerous.
Because
Before dawn on October 11th, 2012, Jose Milena left to go work in Santa Fe Springs, California, where he worked
like
as a
them hot
maintenance worker
springs
for
are
a canned
dangerous,
goods
them
food company
geezers
called
are so
Barbecue
hot.
Foods.
You
That
know,
morning, Jose was
like
going
why
on his
would
day,
you
performing
even,
his normal tasks, which included maintenance
Yeah.
on the large machines in the factory.
look,
He walked into a large cylindrical opening
I'm
of
a
the machine and
fucking
headed towards the
idiot,
back where the maintenance
and even
needed
I
to be
wouldn't
done.
do that.
As he was working, all of a sudden, these giant pallets of tuna cans started rolling into the machine
Hey.
and blocked him at the back of the machine where he was keeping prepared.
Yeah, God,
Jose
no.
would have liked
What
to
ones-
touch the person who opened
what
his
ones
cage,
do you want,
but because
baby?
of how loud it was in the factory, they weren't able to hear him. Then, Jose would have heard the horrifying sound of the door of the machine closing. What had happened was that his coworkers thought he was but didn't realize he was inside the machine. Not
Love
thinking
ya.
that anyone was in there,
Oh,
they
mommy, I
covered
said
all
love
the
her.
tuna cans in order to sterilize them.
Tell mommy I said I love her.
The machine that Jose was working on and that his coworkers had just locked him into was actually a giant pressure cooker. Inside the machine, with the door closed, Jose would have known that there was no way for his coworkers to know that he was in there.
What?
She's asleep.
Is she?
Just lying down at the sleep.
Yeah. Oh,
The oven went up to 270 degrees and cooked. Jose
I'm glad United won the other
one
night.
of the managers of the factory asking around about Jose's
Like I said, football's back.
loudspeaker, but
When football's off,
was reopened and
I do be in the horrors, you know.
Jose's body.
Uh,
In the aftermath of the event, Bumblebee Foods agreed to pay
but,
$6 million for violating
Rob, did you end up seeing any of that StreamYard I done with a couple of me mates?
facility were fined $30,000
Uh,
for not following procedures that also contributed to Jose's death.
Yeah, football is back, man. Whether you're a Liverpool fan or a City fan, you know, I love it. I'm a people fan first, then I'm a football fan, then I'm a Man United fan.
Nevada Del Ruiz
It wasn't always that way,
it is actually a volcano.
but thank God nowadays, you know, I seen the errors of me ways, and you know, you have to grow up sometimes, you know what I mean? It's like, I've always ran away from my past, you know, I've always run away from the fact that I could be a granddad
But then in September of 1985,
one day,
Tremors from the mountain became so
and I am.
powerful that officials started creating evacuation plans for the nearby
I have a bit of calm in my life, for the first time in my life.
show where debris might land.
I don't know, from the 9th of July something happened, something weird happened, and as you all know, you know a little bit about my story and what area I'm from and what have you, and over the years I wanted to reach out to my friends and say, here, just fancy coming on a podcast. So I always have a plan B, so I made a studio upstairs. And when it comes to mental health, I've dedicated most of my life to learning psychology, how people think, you know, how ACEs awareness affects us all. But alpha awareness, I'm 49 on my next birthday, my two brothers live with me, two Irish men, 42, 41. And you treat people how you want to be treated. You know what I mean? Like in Manchester, there's a lot of fuckery, but people know who they can pick on. And it's the same on YouTube. You know, nobody would be daft enough to do that around here. You know what I mean? Because it slapped them in the face. And I don't care who that is. You know, respect is earned. It's not given. You know, just like it wasn't given to me on the streets of Cherry Orchard at 8 years old when I was getting, no, sorry, not 8 years old, 10 years old. Getting the bollocks kicked down me, getting the face booted on me, getting the face punched on me for the first 6 months, and 75% of the people I fought, we ended up becoming friends. You know, it's like, cause we all knew each other's know your worth, and sometimes in life you can lose your identity, right? Or some people try to bury their identity, which I tried to do that, you know, because I didn't want my kids finding out that I was a fucking heroin dealer and all that. And me lad was watching one night, and on the cesspit,
when they were finally able to reach her, they were able to assess the situation and found that the debris that was pinning her in place was essentially a concrete wall. This made it almost impossible for them to just pull her out of the water without breaking her legs. The first journalist to arrive on the scene
what are you on about?
as being in good spirits, much
Going back well.
the awful situation that she was in.
when I said I'm going back to Ballyfermot,
She was hopeful and
yeah,
prayed. As she waited to be rescued, she ate sweet foods and drank soda.
when I was a
Safe
kid,
journalists on scene
yeah.
to do some interviews.
Look
The
at
next day, rescuers tried a bunch
when
of
I
things
left,
to get Omar.
when I left Ballyer,
When they tried just
you
pulling
know, I
her,
left
water
at
splashed
18.
around and made it difficult
Harpo
for
lives in me
divers to
gaff
place a tire around her
now,
to keep her afloat.
and
Divers then went into
if
the
I was
water
ever to
and
go
to
home,
assess the situation.
his door'd be the first I'd be knocking at,
Before being crushed,
and his
Omar
door'd be
had
the
wrapped her
first
arm
that'd
around
open to me.
Omar's legs. They
You
also
know,
found the debris that was taken her place would
like,
require heavy equipment to be
I
lifted
used
up.
to live in the same house Harpo lives in now, and
Hypothermia began
up
to
where
set
the
in.
corner is, and everybody used to pal around across from me house, and when the police used to move us, we'd go straight in my garden, and Gaynor and Carol would pull up. I don't know if anybody has remember them two names. Gaynor and Carol, two coppers, right? So they'd good morning, Pablo. So they'd come over in a Corolla or a Cortina and pull up at the corner and tell me mates to move. You know what I mean? One of my mates would be like, if they don't move, a block's going on top of them and we're gonna drag them out and batter them. You see, we knew all the police names in Ballyfermot Garda Station because all me mates, bigger brothers, let's say, had already had incidents with these two cunt coppers. How are you doing, Pablo? Shout out to Pablo, the best video maker on YouTube. And one of the nicest men on YouTube, you know, and he's my best friend on here, is Pablo. Pablo knows how hard I've worked on this, and last week and the week before, I started doing little podcasts with a few of the lads from Ballyer, you know, and I'm 49 on my next birthday. I left Ballyer 31 years ago nearly, you know, and mentally having to take myself back, Davey, is fucking, it's not easy, you know, but there was a programme on in Dublin there a while ago, Pablo. Do you remember seeing it, that Dublin Narcos? Have any of you seen it? I've not fucking seen it. It's called Dublin Narcos. Did anyone see it? I've not watched it yet. Anyone? Like I said, I'm a son of Ballyer, a soldier of Ballyer, and I'm straight out of Ballyer. And I'm one of a very few. Bro, it's not for me. Thanks for the offer though, but I have to decline. Sorry, princess?
Can I with me first, kids?
Of course you can. Yeah, are you done?
Yeah.
Give me a look, show me. Ice cubes, that looks like a fucking disaster, ain't that happened that? Look at ice cubes, here, go for it. Now here, don't, have you got a cup out? Do you want me to help you with them?
Yeah. I can do this myself.
Okay, go on then.
Can you just get my cup?
Yeah.
No cups inside.
Davey, why do you want to fight me? Why would you want to do that? I don't even know you, mate. Alright, come on, give a little video.
just streaming into the coast would necessarily cause so much damage. But in fact, they are very fast moving and they pick up everything in its path. So it's not the water by itself, it's what comes with the water that is also a part of the big hazard.
A tsunami isn't over in just a few seconds. It is
Ugh.
of raging water that keeps coming.
The main thing about a tsunami is the persistence. It comes on and on and on. And
Oh,
it has to quit. It keeps coming. And it's the power plus the duration that is unstoppable, really.
oh, bro, I'm very sorry.
Earth for billions of years.
My bad.
When the Earth was first created,
I'll tell you where, Davey.
it filled
On,
the sky.
right, I live right beside where the community centre is. You know where Harpo lives?
It generated
That's where I lived. So, you know, all the boys palled around across on the corner. Myself, Michael White, Doolan,
today.
Farrell, Pat Maguire,
Coastlines all over the world.
Bert, Alan Dunphy, all the Moonies, Deco Snuggles, Jay Dunn, rest in peace,
Densities have increased and people have moved and migrated.
Kenneth O'Driscoll, Harp O'Driscoll,
Aware
uh,
of tsunami hazards.
who else?
The investigation
Uh,
caused these monster
There was a few more of the boys, but
years ago on the island
when I first moved up there at 10, I was on Ritalin,
is the world's
and
tsunami hotspot. Its coasts have been
I had a fight with a few people.
more than anywhere
Now,
else on the planet.
what you have to understand is,
Evidence for this
I went to Tech and Ballier and I went to John's, and I got fucked out both. Darren Kershaw, Les Kershaw sat were in my class with me. Who else was in there with me?
written tsunami record of
Bert, Pat Maguire,
the records go
loads of us.
84 AD.
But what happened was, up at the corner,
It is possible
I'm not joking, on a good night there used to be 60 of us, and you know what? There'd be about 20 girls, and the girls are worse than the boys.
of people living on
You know, like the girls are like this.
felt an earthquake.
That makes sense,
The Japanese knew this was a
you know. Oh yeah, look, I have new teeth.
tsunami would soon
Yeah, do I look like Dougie Joyce?
their attempts to escape. Tsunamis have continually
Eh.
brought death and destruction to these islands.
But like I said, I come to the UK. I left Ballier at 18, because my mates fucked up with the bill.
7,000
Uh,
in 1943. The same
and
area was
when you fuck up a bill, it's on you. You know what I mean? And the truth be told, I used to love seeing me mates off their head. You know what I mean? And I'd be like, fuck it. You know what I mean? I'd take the blame for it. I got battered, and because I wouldn't tell them who I give them to, I got battered. But it was my own fault, you know. I was a proper follower, like, when I moved up there, because at 8, I grew up in the flats with a couple of lads. One of them now runs Cherry Orchard Running Club, and he put that dot on me at 8 years old. And it's mad, right, because I haven't got one tattoo. That's the only thing, and here, we put it on us at the Obla Fathers in Inchicore in the grotto. We were fucking 8 years old. Me, Kenneth O'Driscoll and Rory Long, we made our communion together. You know, Tony Long was my fucking sponsor. You know, but then I moved up to Ballier, you know, and it's like, I'm not fucking joking you. Every day I had to fight with someone, and most of the time I got my ass whooped. You know, strength in numbers. I'm always outnumbered, but I'll stand in front of you. And that's a trait that lays within every son of Ballier. Here, look, I'm not a tough guy or a hard man, but go on, swing, go for it. You know, you put your fucking finger on me, I'm hitting you back.
tsunami that swept across the entire
But basically, that's how I met all my friends. That's how I met Bert. You know what I mean? I had to fight him. You know, and he became my best friend. Oh no, Jesus Christ! I'll tell you one thing, Davey. Right? What happens on your housing estate should stay there. You know, it's like on Ballyfermot isn't a place where you play. You know what I mean? Because you're playing with your life up there. Cherry Orchard, the media label of Cartel Land. Did any one of you see that programme, Dublin Narcos? Can someone answer that fucking question for me? Did you watch that Dublin Narcos, Davey? No, I'm not a traveller. I'm not a traveller. And if you're fighting with somebody, you fucking fight them on the spot. He's not going to go around and say, hang on, I'll get me mate to fucking stand in the middle of us. Nah, it's different with the gypsy community. And I didn't realise how the gypsy community worked until I moved to the UK. But back then, when we were kids, all my friends, none of them were gypsies. You know. And I grew up with some of the best lads in the world, and the media calls them cartel members. Someone once said, Jude, were you ever in a gang? Jude, are you affiliated with a cartel? No. You can't, don't tear us all with the same brush. Just because I'm from Ballyfermot doesn't mean that I'm a fucking whatever. It doesn't matter where you're from. But my old community gets a bad fucking light in the press. You know, because of, like, I have multiple friends up there that have done 10, 15 years of their life in jail. You know, and a lot of them have mental health issues because of it. And I know a lot of my mates carry guilt, like I did for many years. Imagine lighting a match in your house and setting your fucking brother and sister on fire by accident, and the house goes up and they die and you get out. And I never had a picture of my sister growing up, so I said, I'm going to make sure my kids don't have that problem. So I come on YouTube for 100 subs and 1,000 videos. I've made nearly 1,300 videos. Pablo, you go and look at anybody in our community and I guarantee you've not made the videos I've made. For the subs I have. And guys, can you do me a favour? Can you share my channel? Wow. Well, bro, that's what I'm gonna start doing. Like, me and Pablo have spoke about this for years. And I seen this film called Field of Dreams, where Kevin Costner runs over all his crops in order to build a football field because he keeps hearing it in here and in here. Build it and they will come. Build it and they will come. You have to believe it. Here and here. Build it and they will come. And it took me 6 years to build a little channel, a little following, a little audience. And I never thought for 1 minute, I never thought I'd ever go back there. And here, I don't have to leave my sofa to go back to Ballier. And that's what I'm going to do, because I've studied psychology for over 20 years. Right? I've studied men's behaviour, alpha behaviour. Like I said, I'm a big brother, I'm a father, I'm a grandfather, and I'm an alpha. Now you can only have one in each borough of them. And everyone around here knows what I'm like. You know, I'm not a bowsy, a blackguard, a hard man, a tough man, just 'cause I'm from cartel land. Like I said, most of my mates have had names put on them by the media. You know, the media's give them an awful time, and their families, but they're my fucking friends. Do you understand? They're my fucking family. Yeah. And here, I have a few families up there, but I also have a street family, and I'll always be associated with Cherry Orchard. They're going home, bro. She's still in bed. And Dave, in all fairness, I've not been back up there for nearly 3 decades, and when I left, we owned the Ballyfermot. Not even the IRA. It'd come onto our estate, and if they did, it'd be a snatch squad. Because depending on who you fight, you know, they could be a someone. Do you understand? I always said I'm a known on YouTube, but here, you better believe I'm a someone. I don't take shit around here. This is Manchester 11, right? Right next to the Etihad, the worst housing estate in the city. And here, it's fucking there, mate. It's fucking there. You know, because myself and every other gypsy family around here, we look out for the youth, you know, and there's a few other guys around here, a few head lead youth workers. And over years I've done my bit for my community, and you know, it's like when you grow up, it's like, you know, I'll admit this to you now, guys. I've been a fucking idiot on YouTube for the last 6 years. I'm a reckless optimist, but that's too reckless, and I don't know whether any of you have noticed the change in me. Pablo, a calm. But when it comes to drug dealers up there, I don't really get involved in that, Davey. You know, like I said, God sees everything, and when you stand before God, yeah, you're going to be judged on your humanity, not what colour your skin is or what religion you are. You're going to be judged on all the good acts you did, and you're going to be judged for all the bad acts that you did. And I'm a believer. You know, I've a statue of the Blessed Lady over there, just like me granny did. I have holy stuff all around my home. You know, I believe in me faith, and it's me faith that's brought me to where I am today. And I've recognised, like, see, for 30 years it broke me heart when my best friend died over there, Bert. He died on Boxing Day, and it was the worst thing that could happen to me.
It is divided into 8 major and many minor segments known as tectonic plates. Where they meet, they can grind and jostle
Like I
against each
said,
other at fault lines, causing
I can't do what my father did. I'm not my father. I'm myself. And I can't interview Johnny Cash, Sinead O'Connor, or Tammy Wynette. But that's not my role. And I'm a son of Ballyer, a soldier of Ballyer, and I'm straight out of Ballyer. You know, so I'm taking myself back to when I was 13. You know, because a lot of the lads up there had a big influence in my life. Rob, did you see that Dublin Narcos? Did you say you seen it? Pablo, did you see it? Dublin
That
Echo.
works. They just work. Crunchy. That works. Puffy. That works too. Ooh,
I'm sure I asked you that before.
that really works. And never fried.
There's a reason why.
That works.
Have you seen her, Rob? Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say I hung around it, Davey. I grew up in Bluebell. Well, from 4 to 10, I lived in Bluebell Flats. And, like I said, I'm 48. When I lived in Bluebell, I was 4. And I moved there from Fatima Mansions to Bluebell Flats at 4. And then at 10, I moved up to Cherry Orchard. You know.
Two factors made this Sunda megathrust earthquake so deadly. The first was its size.
Well,
At factor 9.2
Rob,
on the Richter scale, this was the
like I said, I reached out to a couple of the lads that
The second was that it took place
influenced my life. Right, like I said, when I was 13, the dance scene hit Dublin big time. And one of the fellas that was on Dublin Arco was Pat Carey. I got him to come on and just talk for a few minutes, what have you, and everything's trial and error. Now, the next time I do it, Pat and Yowza will be on talking to each other. I'm going to try bring on Mark Cabinet and a couple of other DJs. I've also recognised in the YouTube community there's a lot of people that are DJs, and I have friends that have residencies everywhere, you know, and it all started in Ballyfermot, you know, and it's like 89 to 92 wouldn't be the same without the people who are there, you know. Oh, fucking hell, Pablo. No, I hope you all have a great day. Gone at me, that ship is sailed. See, sometimes in life you lose your identity, and I strayed on me path. I let myself fall into a trap on YouTube. Silly hobbit I am. But, well, here, no point in talking about the dentist to me. I have no teeth. Look, and the ones I have are, but I don't want to forget where I come from. But I did. I buried it, and it nearly killed me. I tried to bury me past, you know, like a lot of my friends have tried to do, and it's affected them mentally. I know a lot of my friends don't sleep. Yeah. Nah, Pablo, like I said, yeah. You already know what Cherry Orchard is and what it's like up there and the people and what the media say now. On Dublin Arcos, there was 2 people on it I knew, Jessica Wade and Pat Carey. And at the time, I'm sure Jessica Wade was going out with Jay Blackburn, Martin Blackburn's brother. And then Pat Carey was on it, you know, and he come on, Pablo, like that, at the flick of a switch. He said, Jude, I'd love to come on. And I was like, now listen, Yowza, don't act the bollocks, because if you say you're coming on and I tell people you're coming on, it makes me look like a cunt, you know. And many times I've tried to do this and failed. But I reached out to a couple of my old friends and told them what my idea was, and I'd love to bring a couple of them on, because Pablo, you have to see something. A lot of these haven't spoke for years, some of them don't get on, but here, I'll bang their fucking heads together, bro. Do you understand? It's like, and you all love me still. How endearing is that? Your old mates still have the same respect for you that they did when you left. Yeah, I buried Ballier. Everything I allegedly did and allegedly did not, and that I seen, that I didn't see, and that I heard, that I didn't hear nothing. I'm deaf, I'm blind, I know nothing.
This is roughly equivalent to the enormous Indian Ocean earthquake.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's not a bad start, Pablo, because bringing Pat on, Pat, I used to look up to Pat Carey. I was mad into the dance scene. Do you understand? And I looked at him as a ray of God up in their estate. You know, the bass chaser, and then you had Yowza up on top of the speakers and sides and Dame Street. You know, and the crack we had, bro. And listen, you've heard all the good, bad times. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna start learning you a bit of good. You know, I've not been bought a bleeding coffee in about 7 weeks. I think Pablo was the last one to buy me a coffee. But anyway, listen. So I used to play guard with Yowza when we were kids. I know Yowza for decades. And he might look like a tough guy. He fucking is. Do you know what? He's going to Colombia for that ayahuasca treatment, Pablo. And I'm going to do a podcast with him when he gets back about it. We're going to do a few podcasts. He's very intelligent. And the people that I'm going to bring on are intelligent people. And they're straight out of Ballier. And I want to bring me old friends back together. You know. Guys, I need 19 subs for 400. I need your help. Like, Pablo said to me, Joe, don't be stubborn. Let people help you if they want to help you. So if you want to help me, channel grow, you can share it, sub to the channel, or buy me a coffee. You know what I mean? But I'd love you to sub to the channel or share it. Well, Pablo, that's a great idea, you know. And like I said, Pablo's been staring me in the face all this time. You know, it's like one thing I'm good at is talking, because I talk bollocks all the time. But, like I said, ayahuasca treatment, now, I know a little bit about stuff like that, you know, and it's like you're searching for your chi, that inner peace that you have inside you that you don't realise you have, you know. Yin yang and fucking feng shui and all that fucking. But like I said, what was I gonna say? You fucking put me off, you pair of bastards. Nah, Pablo, how long have I been saying I'm gonna do this? And I have a lot of friends, yeah, that have a lot of stories, funny stories to tell you. And listen, build it and they'll come. I've built it, I've done this for 6 years for fucking free. Yeah, and I fucking like a company coffee link up. You know, it's like, I'm not like everyone else. I don't charge membership on YouTube, but I have me buy me a coffee link up. But anyway, listen, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna bring different people on to talk about music, mental health, football, education awareness, mental health awareness, alcohol awareness, drug awareness, people awareness, stranger danger, deviant awareness. You know, it's like my circle's smaller than a wedding ring. And Pablo, you imagine in the time I've been on here, if I had to call loads of people out like everyone else do, shit houses, you know. And I kept my word, bro. Did I call anyone out, did I? I don't need to call people out, bro, because I know me strengths, me worth, me capabilities, you know. And I'm not a tough guy or a hard man, but I know what I'm capable of. And I don't like fighting people because it always ends up bad for them. In 27 years, nobody around here has put their hands on me and got away with it. The last 8 people around here in 28 years, 8 people have swung at me and ended up on their back. Boom! You know, lightning quick. I don't give a fuck. I'm from Cherry Orchard, right? that's the mentality, and for me to go straight back to Ballia, I have to have that mentality. And my dad and my son had a word with me a couple of weeks ago, and he reminded me of something, you know, and everything's about timing in life. And it's about time I bring, cause listen, a lot of these do not fucking talk. They've not spoken for years, and I'm gonna bring them all back together again, and I'll get them to talk. See, that's a gift I have inside me, and it's not just a gift. It's like it's a present. It's like for years I've missed home. I've missed all the boys, Harpo, Kenny, Dee, Jeff Hendricks, fucking Les Kershaw, Darren Kershaw, Whitey, Pat Maguire, Doolin, fucking Farrell, you know, all the Moonies, all the Lionses, you know, fucking, shout out to Colin Murray and Lydia, my best mate's Darren's sister. Shout out to Pat Maguire, you fucking prick.
South of where the enormous Indian Ocean earthquake triggered the 2004 tsunami.
Yeah, I know that. We're on there to talk about football, mental health. Because Pablo, the mentality in Ballyfermot, my mates won't admit it. You know what I mean? But I have to. Someone has to start to fall. You know, but I had some of the best days of my life in Ballia. You know, and my friends still live up there now, and you know, it's great, it's beautiful to see. Shout out to Ken O'Driscoll for Cherry Orchard Running Club. It's like he's such a good role model for the community, you know. Yeah, and I'm super proud of him, you know, for what he's achieved and what he's doing in Ballia, and the way he's bringing people together through the gym and through running. And I'll tell you one thing, he's killing it. So shout out to KOD and Cherry Orchard CORC, Cherry Orchard Running Club, guys. Go give it a follow on Instagram if you're on Instagram. It's CORC, like Cork, Cherry Orchard Running Club. So shout out to my mate for doing that. Pablo.
He and his team have to take a less than delicate approach.
We're looking at a saw cut that we just made.
The other night, when Yowzer and Pat come on, I really enjoyed it, you know, and they want to come back on again now. If Yowzer, Pat, Mark Cabinet, A.O. Sweeney has to be in there too, right? And
But crucially, the corals
twice a week, maybe 3 times a week, I'm gonna bring a few of the boys on,
an earthquake.
and I'm just gonna let them all talk to each other. You know what I mean? It's like,
In a never-ending cycle.
and it was inevitable for me to do podcasts. Inevitable. I'd fuck up a picnic, but look at, I'll just do it my way. And if I fuck it up, I fuck it up. And if I don't, at least I try it. You know, but one thing I do know for damn sure, I have Ballyfermot by my side. Now, we have rules in Ballier, right? If you do anything
By analyzing corals all over this beach, professors
or you break the rules
a regular pattern to this cycle.
and you get your ass whooped
A major earthquake
and
rocks the
you're clear with the house,
200 years.
just like loads of me friends have been behind the door for over a decade, some of them over 15 years. And we have a lot of them doing life sentences now for bad choices that they made. And look at, I'm a firm believer, if you do a crime and you do the time and shut your mouth, never say nothing about anyone, you're clear with the house. You know, where I'm from, Pablo, where we're from, it doesn't matter where you're from, you never tell on anyone. And that's just the rules. You know, my dad always told me here, 3 wise monkeys. You see nothing, you say nothing, and you hear nothing. Even if you did see something, you didn't. Even if you heard it, you weren't listening. Even if you seen it, you weren't paying attention, you wasn't looking, so you didn't see it.
This is a cycle within a cycle.
And I've always been like that. You know, I've always had that integrity, that moral compass. You know, I've never told on anyone in my life except myself. But like I said, Ballyfermot gets a bad fucking a bad name off the media, and we have done for decades. Except for now, it's a different story. It's cartel land, isn't it? And that's why I brought Pat Carey on. He was on Narcos, Dublin Narcos. Guys, my phone's about to die, so I'm going to end the live, right? But I will be back this afternoon. Have a great day. There's no solution without confrontation. Shout out to YouTube's Coffee Nation. I'll be